I can't remember because, I started from the KG.
No, me, because where?
You mean where? I
Yes,
thought
where?
you said when.
I don't want trouble.
Oh, school. I started school at Nima. Went to nursery school.
Yesterday was Salah, right? That's why I was asking where he started school. I knew the story. So.
You wanted a Nima connection, right?
So
yeah, that's where I started school.
Okay.
Nursery school at Nima, went to preparatory school at Nima, then experimental JSS at Jolu. But I was coming from Nima to Jolu.
Wow.
Then I went to Accra High School, still residing in Nima. So, Nima has been all my life.
Wow.
Yeah.
What are some of the memorable things in Nima?
Oh.
Apart from the Kose and the...
and the Wache, and the Tuzafi.
Did you know?
In Nima, we are all together. Irrespective of where you are coming from, whether you are a Kwau, an Ewe, Hausa, Nzima, Ashanti, in the area where we are, we know that we are one people. You see, we don't recognize tribes. No, we recognize ourselves as one people. So this is what I miss from Nima.
You've been in Nima almost all through your life.
Yeah.
Nima, their kind of music is different.
We play all sort of music.
Okay. You went to like Akwesi Donko.
Yeah.
And were you picking your music, your lyrics from the things you were listening in GBC Radio 1?
Oh.
Or it was at home? Did you have a rediffusion
everywhere?
box? Was it Akasanoma?
No,
was it Sanyo? Or Grande?
As young as I was by then, I associate myself with the elderly ones. And then anybody. Okay. When I say anybody, whether you are young, old, rich, poor, you see, being with such guys, you learn a lot from them. Directly or indirectly, you pick from them. Okay. Like I said, people who are grown-ups are the ones I get closer to. So definitely, it influenced my style of talking, the way I write my songs. When I came out with Owusu Chika, I was 25 years. But I wrote a song and recorded it in 91 when I was 24. That is when I wrote and recorded, like I said. But unfortunately, I couldn't come out with a song or the album in that year. Okay. And it came out in 92 when I was 25. People thought Samuel Owusu, by then, is an older person. Like the Nanam Pedus, the Jewel Akes, and the Jaco Nimu. Because the contents of my song, put me at their level whilst I was very young. Yeah, so today when they see me, they are so surprised. Samuel, you don't grow. Why? They forgot that I was young, very young by then.
So, what instrument do you play?
Keyboard.
Okay.
I play the piano. I taught myself how to play the keyboard. Initially I got the basics from I've forgotten the school. There was a school at North Kaneshi, around that area. Okay. I've forgotten the piano school, the name of the piano school. I went there and got the basics because I needed it, but okay. I left because they were putting me through this type of hymns and no, I'm a musician and I need to create. But for them, you need to read, even though I can read, and then play. It limits me in a way. Okay. You see, when we get to the studio, we need to create. Yeah. We don't have to look on what somebody has done before you can, produce your music. So after getting the basics, I went back home, developed on it. Wow. Yeah.
It was difficult then to get producers, somebody to help you.
Definitely, yes.
Was it through press? Was it through hard work? Did somebody introduce you? How did you get your first breakthrough?
You see, with Abusua Chirika, that album alone took me a whole year to record. Unlike today, somebody can go to the studio and produce about 8 songs in about 2 hours. But Abusua Chirika has 6 songs on it. It took me the whole year because the finances weren't there. So I need to, go to town, do my hustling, come to GBC, do some programs, and then I'll be gathering funds. Go to the studio. Then when the money gets finished, I go back and then look for some. So gradually, I was able to record the Abusua Chirika album.
Okay.
Yeah, for that was for 91, a whole year.
What was your favorite program on GBC Radio 1?
Entry pa. Entry pa.
People do not know. We used to have GBC Radio 1 and Radio 2.
Yeah.
And then external, somewhere along the line. Some people who are watching us and listening to us, that was GBC in those days.
Yeah.
There were a lot of account Kwesi don't call us there. I think.
Fiakunedu.
Amampenny. And Sechere Boating. I would do comfort.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sechere Boating. Dance Abebrese. Amakwampofu.
I just love the Sunday afternoons after soccer and the way captain on the bridge and all that. Those things. Abusua Chirika. Was it a personal thing or?
It has got nothing to do with me, honestly.
Okay.
People like asking this question. Samuel, Abusua Chirika, why do you have any problem with your family? No. Like I said earlier, I associate myself with a lot of people, especially those who are grown. So, I listen to them. So I pick from them. Then I look around. What is happening? I gather such information and then try to put them into a song. So you see, Abusua Chirika cuts across every angle. It's about everybody, every family. Yeah.
I was talking to somebody this morning, and she said Abusua Chirika, she listened to it, and then she listened to Mempeme Hwasem. The person is in Liverpool, and she was like, this time they also Mempeme Hwasem because we are seeing one Mempeme Hwasem when you.
I can't think I'm a for forever. I say I saw 9.
We'll come to that. So Abusua Chirika.
Yeah.
Then you're going for it. So Abusua Chirika, do you want to say it was a complete successful album?
Very successful. It was released in 1992. And today, 2025, it's still relevant.
Wow.
Very successful album.
Now, you didn't like live shows.
Yeah.
Are they?
I say, remember, Debbie.
Wow, boy.
You see, I decided to keep myself to myself. But it won't work. Your songs are out there. People enjoy them. People learn from it.
Yeah.
Now they would like to see the person behind the songs. So definitely, it can't continue that way. I have to come out.
Was your first show at Tech?
Do I even remember?
Yeah,
I had a show there. Were you there?
Oh, let me do something.
Black Rasta told me. Black Rasta told me when I came there, he was in school. He was there, yeah.
I was also somewhere in school in
Yeah.
After Abusua Chirika,
said you be the a boy here didn't change. I bet to me.
No, I am a person me count. Ebusunya Chirika. No, we want to look at the sequence. Ebusunya Chirika.
Don't make story out of them.
Me, you know me, I won't do that. Ebusunya Chirika.
When you talk about sequence, then you are making story.
You don't just sit down and say I want to. For you to sing, and then you now say Tefre anymore. So then, what did you say?
I said Beba Debbie.
What I then okay. Okay, I said Tefre anymore. So said then.
Nansuwa. What now I am and what is it?
I want to understand.
Yeah.
The cockroach.
One I am an answer bedroom.
The cockroach knows how to dance.
Yes.
But circumstances made the cockroach not to dance in public.
Somebody prevented the cockroach.
Cockroaches will say too. The reddish one and then the other one. Was it the other one or Nina?
Omunina. Eyabushia Bakuna.
Chance you talk, but we have to come to the studio. So it come to said the ebeyeni.
Said the ebeyeni.
Ebeyeni. I don't want to. I'm saying said the ebeyeni. What does it mean?
What do I have to say? It means said the ebeyeni.
Okay.
This will be the outcome. Said the ebeyeni. This will be the outcome.
Why wouldn't they say you are 92 years? No, sometimes every musician, you look at the person and the person's strength. Some that want to say your strength is in your lyrics. Others to say your melodies. Maybe my left ear has a problem. I normally love the melodies.
Yeah.
And then I come to the lyrics and I try to understand them.
Yeah, you have to let the melodies match the lyrics.
Said the ebedini.
Yeah.
Where the end But this time you had a producer.
Yes.
Where you are?
Roots.
Oh, Ankaize. Oh, Ankaize, wherever you are, you're about the Akasem. Aye. My name's all quanti maybe Obia.
That's one TV.
Makama Bonidi, say a Bonidi.
Okay, Mati.
Isaac Taylor. May a day where you can't give me a song, say, Pa, or woman of fashion, dinner bo. Said, okay. I'm saying, you know, I did that mob. I say, hey, if I may, you one. Bo. And he has some pure fancy be
Yeah.
Said, okay. So this one I recorded it here.
Come again. You mean I recorded it here?
In Ghana.
We started the recording, the production here, and
Okay.
we moved to UK, London, to continue with the project.
Oh, okay. Was this also at the Sultan Studio?
This is Joe's Garage Recording Studio.
Oh, okay. This is different.
Yeah, Joe's Garage Recording
But this is
Studio.
also a big one.
Yeah. It was mixed by Mike Swai, the sound engineer for Sibisa.
Oh.
So you see.
Quality day. Quality day.
Yeah.
You remember
And
some
you
of
know-
the musicians on this album?
Yeah. It was me.
I like that.
And then Kwabna, one guitarist, he's also no more.
Oh, okay.
And there is Baba. Baba. She's into gospel music now.
Oh, okay.
And Saminu Pese of
Oh,
Rutanabo.
Rutanabo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Saminu Pese.
That we have to honor him more.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
He's still around.
Yeah, that's what I'm
He's
saying. We
still
have to honor
around.
him.
And you know,
I was
with-
talking to Shashamali and then we were mentioning his name.
Yeah. Saminu Pese, very good musician.
And this was bigger.
Yeah. Do you mean compared to Abushine Chika?
Ebusunya Chika there was a blast.
Yeah, so
Everywhere you pass, dun 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 dun. I was like, the schoolboy now dun 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 dun. And people, I love when people. Sometimes I get goose pimples when people sing with you from start to finish.
yeah.
And I was wondering, Papa, we said show
and that is what happens when I'm performing live.
Yeah.
They sing from the beginning to the end. You know, some of us at times, we even forget the lyrics, and they will be doing the songs for you.
For you, yeah.
Then I'll be just, smiling at them. They even know the songs more than I do.
Of course.
Because they play the song.
When you miss, they will know.
Yeah, they know. They know.
Sometimes when you come to the studio, you've been listening to music. When I go to live shows and they play some, I say, but this one should be a show.
Yeah.
Live shows is not supposed to be
No,
like
no, they've missed it. They
I
missed
say,
it.
why? I mean, go and come and give me this. Me, I'm here. I play the music all the time.
Yeah.
Said the DNA.
Say the BDNA.
And then you moved on.
The album is Minsubium.
Yeah, Minsubium. It's one of my 6, right?
Yeah.
6 songs.
Yeah.
Ojeko and Mempema and Minsubium itself.
Yeah. Mekonon Sansa.
And people were playing it back to back.
Yeah.
There's something about your songs, and I'll be honest here. Normally, when we take songs, you play like 1, 2, or 3, but some albums you are forced to play all.
Yeah.
So this is by Besa and Wemo.
Hear the song.
Okay. Okay, this is done by, started when? You started recording when? Where
this recording started in London.
Okay, this one you started
there.
Okay.
We started the whole thing in London with Bessa Simons. And when you have people like this featuring on your album, it's not surprising it has so much impact on the listeners. So Bessa played a major role. He did the programming for me.
Okay.
And then after the programming, we moved the songs to Monroe Production Studio. That is when Bessa brought in Alfred Carey Bannerman to feature on the guitars.
Beautiful.
And then Billy Richardson came and then did the backup vocals. On the album, there is another song, an intern. He brought in Dave Lewis to play the saxophone on it.
Yeah.
So definitely we are using, experienced musicians.
Yeah. I love the people normally love this, but the intern I played earlier on for people who are not familiar with it. An intern.
Yeah.
Beautiful. He had a squad.
Yeah.
No, this album he had a squad.
Yeah.
And I've always loved the combination between Bessa and Carey Bannerman.
Yeah.
The kind of sound they will give you.
Yeah.
So he did do it with Isaac as well?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He did the production. He was responsible for, the finances of this album.
And who are they with you? Now, so Onyebi.
Yeah.
At that time, he did Bessa, he did Yao Sapon too as well.
Yeah.
At that time. But this one was 94, 3 or 4?
94.
94. Okay. That's
94.
And National Service. Okay. Yeah, the Kaka. This was a big one. Yeah, this was a big one. This was a big one. No, I still don't speak Ghana.
Oh, all right.
But this song,
cool.
I think the programming has something. It was different.
Yeah, you see, it was a combination of ideas coming from Bessa and I. And then, like I said, he brought in experienced musicians to add up to the songs. You
Solid
see,
investment.
yeah. When Alfred came to the studio, he was carrying 2 guitars. So he will listen to the song and decide which guitar is appropriate for your song. He doesn't just come to play.
Wow.
Before he plays, he sits down, listen to the song. Then he will decide which guitar to use. Very experienced brother.
He sat right where you were about a month ago.
Yeah, okay.
We had a good time. We had a
Yeah.
good time in the studio. This one, for me, classic album. Classic,
Yeah.
wonderful album. And in tone with Ojeko. Ojeko, the M. Please, Ojeko, what does it? When I
Good
came
morning.
to Accra,
Good morning.
I didn't have a bedroom this night, so I still can't speak now.
Ojeko means good morning.
Ojeko.
Yeah.
There was a program on some radio station. Ojeko in the morning. So just good morning.
Good morning.
Oh, today they are here.
Ojeko, the meaning is you've come again or
Yeah,
you've
yeah.
appeared again.
So something like
In
that,
the
yeah.
olden days, you know, I did Ga in school.
Oh, okay.
In the olden days, when they wake up and see the Ga, the sun, the
Yeah,
Ga
the sun.
see the sun, they say, Oje, Ekong, Ojepo, Ekong, Oje, Ekong.
Okay.
The sun has appeared again. So it became their greetings in the morning, Ojeko.
That's beautiful.
Then the response is Oje Mla.
Oje.
Mla.
Mla.
Uh-huh.
Okay. The Mla means
You've
what?
appeared early.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. I think we
Yeah.
need to get into some of these things.
Yeah.
The other time I was having a hot argument with somebody
Yeah.
on the seasons. And I said, oh, if you want to understand the seasons, look at the local meaning of months.
Okay.
And he was like, he didn't want to agree. I said, oh, at least I'm a Fanti.
Yeah, so.
My mom is a Fanti. So I said, well, I said, okay, look at June. In Fanti, it's Obrezi. So because of the rain, like this June,
Yeah.
go tire before you get chucho.
Yeah.
July is a young. If you didn't plant corn, when do you brew? Why young?
Why you?
August is the full, plenty food.
Yeah. It's true.
September is fun, like things abundant, you know,
Yeah.
that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I told him, and he was like, I haven't thought about it. I said, think about it.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's my tourism lecturer was telling me about how we even know our culture. And he said, it's in our stories.
Yeah.
He asked me what I've heard cassava in Kukwanan's story. I said, no. He said, yes, cassava is not a staple food. In the olden days, they said there was no cassava. When you hear fufu, those times, it was yam fufu, Kukwanan's war.
Yeah.
So with something like that, even in our stories, the food they mention in the story,
Yeah.
that's the food we were eating then.
Yeah.
Nowadays, I think they will add pizza and all that. Today, at least, I understand the meaning of Ojeko.
Yeah.
Ojemla. Okay. So you do this one. The Ojeko was greeting everybody.
Yeah.
Greeting everybody. But how come Owusu wasn't big? How do you choose your, what do you call it, titles?
You know, the titles are in the songs.
And album title.
Or you just decide. You know, it's not even necessary to pick some of the titles on the song for the album title. You can decide to do anything.
What was the title of this one? Mensubi.
Mensubi.
So Mensubi was there.
Yeah.
Why Mensubi? Why did you pick that one?
Mensubi, we thought was the biggest song on the album.
But yet,
That is what we thought when we were recording. But something happened at GBC by then. It got to a point. I don't know if I have to say this. Well, those days are gone, so I can still say it. It got to a point. There were some big men there. When they play more of your songs, they think the DJ has taken some money.
Solid.
So they would put some injunction on it. And we people outside don't know. But when you are there.
Yeah,
So I
inside.
got to know, one day I went to the studio and saw that they've written. It's written and it will be pasted in the
Pasted there,
studio.
bold, yeah,
So
black.
when you are a presenter and you come, you see it. So
So
you'll
you
be
don't know.
limited. But I was with them, so and I saw it. But when me and Subium was touched in that way, they decided to play another song, which was Mepemi Wansa.
And that was it.
And it will be difficult for you to come again and say, stop playing
Mpemi
another
Wansa.
song from the same
Same
artist.
artist.
Why?
I
Do you
know.
have a problem with him? So they couldn't touch Mepemi Wansa.
Was me and Subium touching some buttons?
I don't know. With the lyrics, no. I think it was about the number of times they played the songs in a day. But the people love the song. So supposing Bakufi has played the song, okay, when I come, I would also like to play. So they were just playing it. Honestly, I hadn't given anybody money. I was with them. So, as a young guy with them, why not? Pancho was there. When he comes, he plays the song.
Yeah.
There are other people, So they were playing Kofi Chakponu. They were all doing their best to promote our young boys' song. That was it. And Akwesi Donko on the other side, Radio 1, if you have Kunedu, Amankwa, they were all doing it for me.
But your song makes talking easier.
Yeah.
Because when you play your song, I don't have to talk. The song will
You
talk
see?
for me.
And it suits their program, especially Radio 1.
Yeah.
Even the GA programs, they played my songs.
Yeah. Especially in the morning.
Yeah.
The song uses as their sixth tune and all
You
that.
see? So they thought, this guy makes sense.
Yeah.
Why not?
But the Mempem did they bring money?
Generally, Pemu Hwasem brought money, but not into my pockets.
Hey.
Bakufi.
Why?
In those days, those who were controlling the money for the musicians, you know it.
I know. By Rebecca.
It wasn't like today.
And that time, no more shoes and can never buy a pocket too.
Oh.
That's it. But that was your style too.
Yeah, but you see, the songs were making money. So why should I wait for shows?
Was
The
it-
work you are doing itself is producing money. So why do you need to wait for a show?
We even come to that, and I think lots of things have changed. Was it that we didn't understand the producers, or the producers didn't understand it, or we didn't have good contract or publishing?
We didn't have
whatever?
a good system regulating those things. So everybody was doing whatever pleases him.
But has it changed?
Yeah.
It has
The
changed.
system has taken away the producers.
So now the producers are there.
The musicians are there
Yeah.
producing their own songs.
Technology.
So
So has technology helped you?
In a way,
Yesterday, was it yesterday? Felix Osu put it on there, said boom play plays 0.0005 or something on a song stream. How can musicians make money?
we made, I don't know how to say this. We took a decision which we were not ready for. It's some sort of enslavement. You have your songs. Previously, you go to the studio, produce your song, you have your master. Now you need to distribute, right?
Yeah.
To who? The public. So that is when you manufacture either your cassette, CDs, or the record. Put them on the market,
And we'll buy.
and the people will come and buy. That was the system. And the cassette
Cassettes.
was out. It was the CD records too, faded out. Then it was left with the CDs. Eventually, things change. It's the generation who decides what should happen within a certain period, right? Then the world moved to these digital platforms, but were we ready for it?
That's what I was coming to. We didn't take advantage.
We were not ready. And then we decided to do away with the CDs and follow them. Now, the CD manufacturing companies were here. They weren't getting any business.
They left.
And they left. Now, here we are. They will tell you, unless you people stream your song to up to this before you can. So it's some sort of enslavement. We are working for them. People are streaming, right?
Yeah.
So the money, the system is generating money. But for who? For those who has established those things, we need to be paid. But how? So we jumped into a certain system we were not ready, we didn't understand. And you know what is funny is some of us, we go on and say, oh, Charlie, it's a good business. I can make this and that and that. How many people are making money from the digital platforms if we are being honest to ourselves?
Some people say the younger ones are making money. That's what they say.
You sure?
That's what they say. They didn't come to meet cassette. They didn't come to meet, what do you call it?
So are you telling me now that the younger ones now are making money?
That's what they say.
Then why are many of them crying?
That's what some of them say. Because for now, let's say in those times, you finish your music, finish your album, and then you are going to look for a producer or a distributor. This time, the person sits at home, makes a flyer, at dawn, and say, doing on all platforms.
Yeah, that is where the executive producers are taken out of this business.
Yes.
So it's between you and your fans. But how are you going to make your money? Like I said, you have to put them on a digital platform. But it's not easy as we are hearing. You understand?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I do.
So it's like we were not educated well on those things.
But we got missing. I think we got missing. I sit with people here, I talk to people that I'm like, where did we get it wrong?
Oh, it's because there are people, there are people who are supposed to regulate those things. And they work under certain ministries, right? Which is under the government.
You people were fighting amongst yourselves in the beginning. Because that time
No. You see,
Gamro,
it's about Gamro and whatever it is. But, such a situation favors a lot those who think it's a fertile ground for them, to take advantage. So it will still continue till it's resolved. When there is division, some people make money out of it. Yeah.
Well, we're talking to Samuel Owusu, a Highlife legend. We're talking about his life. We're talking about music in general and what's happening. You write a lot of songs for people.
Yeah.
Not just for yourself. And songwriting, does it fit?
I don't take money when I write songs for people.
Oh, I never to be.
To be.
My voice is in you. So how do you discover people? How do you say, is your studio still running?
Yeah.
Okay. So how do you get those who need songs? How do they get to you?
It depends.
Okay.
Maybe, we meet at a program. Maybe somebody will visit my studio. And then whatever that person want me to do for her or him, I try as much as possible to give that help.
Please, this is... he only writes clean songs. Let me put that disclaimer there. He only writes clean songs. When you want a bad song, he won't write it for you.
This reminds me, a certain guy came to my studio. I did the programming, and then he sang his song. I sat down and I said, when this guy is asked, where did you record this song? You say, I went to Samuel Owusu's studio. I said, and I said, well, Samuel, okay, okay, let me help you readjust certain things. And he listened. After the production, he was just there listening to the songs. And he said, Ofa, what gospel me you know?
What gospel do you know? Wow. I think that when you write good songs, no matter the years the song or spent is still relevant.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you hear a song and no disrespect to, there are some songs 6 months they are gone.
Yeah.
And there are songs you hit in the morning and you're like, your neighbors are.
How can you kick away a song featuring people like Saminu Pese, Bessa Simons, Alfred Bannerman, Dave Lewis, Billy Richardson?
How?
Is it possible?
No.
No.
Unless you don't have the ears.
You don't understand music. Yeah.
So you hit it with the men's studium, then why did you go to Agrobegu?
Yeah. Pa? I've even forgotten. And hey, I said no, don't make story out of this.
Oh, you see, I haven't made any story, but we've gone now, we've talked about music, and we've come back.
I understand movie production.
But this is us, me and you.
Yeah.
Why, you want to reach
But
a climax?
Looking at the sequence, your drawing board. Well, let's continue.
That'll go big. And it's
95.
And then I buy.
Nothing happened. You know, Agrobegu was part of the production of Minsubium, which has Mimpemi Huasem. Initially, Mimpemi Huasem wasn't part of the Minsubium album. It was Agrobegu. But about some few months, whilst we were preparing to leave for London, I wrote Mimpemi Huasem. So I told Isaac, I've written a new song, but I think I would like to replace Agrobegu with it. And I think I took the right decision because Mimpemi Huasem made it for us. So afterwards, I decided to bring out the Agrobegu, the one I dropped in 94.
The story in it. That crop.
It's you who
okay, Tio. That crop back way any better. I'm Agrobegu.
You know, initially, this song, anytime I write a song, I do a lot of editing.
Okay.
I listen to it and then check which lyrics, which lyrics should come out. It was Dakro Kwasi Any Betty.
Okay.
I'm a Grogu. But it repeats itself.
Yeah.
How can you be saying Okasia in your song?
It makes it somewhere.
Yeah, so I decided to use Obako instead of Okasia.
But the proverb is.
Yeah. It doesn't change the proverb anyway.
It doesn't change. The same principle.
Yeah.
That go back any better.
I'm a Grogu. Me de hon sam me de music kan bia nanka.
What do you like into? Okay.
I want people to think.
Yeah, somebody told me. I want
people to think.
I speak to people a lot. I talk to. I know me. 20 Somebody said he enjoys your songs.
Yeah.
But he came to me for explanation. That's what I'm saying. He said he's not a tree speaking person.
Okay.
But the melodies and everything.
Yeah.
He hears people singing along.
He sees something unique in it.
Then okay. So some people say, when you know, teach you.
It's not about don't teach you.
If I want to language.
As I said, it's not about the language. Okay. But you need to think. Why is this person using these words? What does he mean?
So
then it means you want to learn, right?
Yeah.
So I teach through my songs.
Okay. So you are a teacher?
Yeah.
Teacher Sammy.
Somebody told me, Samuel, to be honest with you, at the beginning I thought it was one of these frosties. Then you send credit to my phone.
Hey.
MTN credit. I said, who is this guy? Then he calls and I said, who are you? He said, I'm one of your fans. I just want to meet you. The day this guy met me, he said, Samuel, when you koko sechi, aboa me bebre. And it is Kokosechi that has made him what he is today. Wow. He said he got a problem where he was and decided to move to the Wasa area. He met a certain man, who goes to the villages to buy gold from the locals.
Okay.
Then one day, the man told him he's traveling and gave him some specific instructions to obey. When you get to go to this person and then sell it to him. I'll be coming back. Then after he left, some few days later, a certain guy came and said, "Oh, Charlie, me to talk gold." But he actually me said, "You are the right guy to meet." And he said, "Yeah, I'm into that business. But I work with my boss and he has given me instructions to follow. I can't give it to you." So and I said, "Oh, you will profit good, but now just can what's and he said, "No, I can't do that. I've worked with this man for a long time, and I can't do that to him." The guy left. Later, after some time, the man came up around and said, "Look, I've worked with you for a long time. You are growing. I want to help you set up a business on your own, start a business on your own. But I've seen that you are an honest person. I sent somebody to test you." Do you know why the guy didn't agree to that man? He said, as the man was trying to convince him, he remembered the song said. Samuel said, "Ejuma aminu awiye biara shemu yo. Ema wenimri onipa biara. Enfa krono memu. Enfa po bontina mu. Anyesa da krope ubere na wenimu egu asio." And he said no. In those days, he said the man gave him 50,000 Ghana cedis to be on his own. And he said, "Samuel, I know I'm the agent, I'm not sure
until I may talk credit, man.
Until I wanted to see you." Wow. He said, "Look, do you know what I want you to do for me? I want you to play a show for my people, the town I'm in, a free show in a park." I gathered some guys at Kumasi because it was in the Ashanti region.
Okay.
And then I invited Ohinibakisi
that's
to support me on that program, and it was so beautiful.
For spiritual reasons, remember.
Why not so?
Mark said, I just want to. I know they're for spiritual reasons. And I would dodge a kakra. Why now could break?
No, after Yesiminya, I did the account, you know.
But say no, Yakakam.
No, I think you do your count, you know.
I'm possessing it.
I know it's on mobile Kaimi.
That was that the biggest on the album? Yes.
Yeah.
Is it your biggest song?
I would say yes. after Abusua Chika.
And can maybe say,
After Abusua Chika.
Was, you know, some of the albums you have the songs that become hit.
Yeah.
But where do
you know they stood out. Abusua Chika and your county, you know.
A county there,
A certain guy met me recently about a week ago and said, Samuel, when you move, tell me, I'm a papa bebo your county, we are just all bebo me.
I didn't do.
I said, no, I be at nature say. As I say, a chin, I say, we both said, never paddy, I could see me. Yeah, county, and it's a bebo.
Wait, one about guitar.
I a friend of Roger Benu. Roger.
Okay. Roger played guitar on this one.
Yeah, he is the sound engineer for the album. Roger Benu.
Whoa.
The sound engineer for Mimpeme Huasemojoku.
Of Sierra Leone, right?
Brazil.
When you're Ghanaian.
Oh yeah, also a Brazilian.
Roger.
But Obezi, UK.
Okay.
Monroe Production Studio sound engineer.
On Felix Owusu,
he has worked with a lot of Ghanaians.
That's it. Was solid.
Yeah.
And how did he get a feel?
Bessa guided him.
Oh, okay. Mekona Indian bia bapochita na.
Ebia ori ahwene beso nsuo.
Meko nyina.
Mako bia.
O say green pepper na ntanche.
Na say eno nye ye meko.
Ba meko. O si meko bia.
Meko bia Ghana fo yen Africa meko bia.
Meko.
Meko ya hihye. Green pepper dey
na we no echese say nyumu echese.
Aka say nyumu
dey no there be there no o bo say parent mfambu o mo mana.
There.
Ebi na me bisa o baka say me your story.
I say politicians na agi afa. Omo nyumu no ma agi efi me sem.
Oh. Sir.
Oh. Na our radio so na. Me so our radio so no. Why said the only me. Omo agi efi me sem. Dem so am antu ya honhwe.
Me dia me mpa me ho asem.
Homo kama asembia na omo kai Samuel Owusu.
Aye. Beautiful song.
Yeah.
What were some of the songs on this album?
Kokosechi.
Mm-hmm.
Asembeba Debi.
Oh.
Enkwane.
Enkwane.
And
I had somebody do some best of Samuel Owusu for me. Nice, Mekai. Somebody did.
No, to me, Ben or one, at the best of Samuel Owusu, she said, microphone.
Oh, one teacher say, oh, yeah, you.
No, anything.
Make I saw the best of your songs.
On selected mom.
For me.
Why am I watching?
On one tone. To say when I'm coming to the studio, one series now, but when I'm coming to the studio, okay, these are some of the things that I do. Maybe I'm a band.
Okokosesa obi eja padia. So cotton, one cotton. Who needs our
and it's all kind of end.
Eh? What about me? Because so be a Japadia.
Okay, yeah, boy. You would say, I check.
Yehuado.
What was the last time I tell you? Maybe I mean you.
Me kind the last time.
Maybe I mean you.
Well, me say me call baby near boy and me enjoy you know.
Yeah, no.
Call me to some I call her say me call relax near boy feel I wanna me enjoy you.
Now try.
See
well. So castle. This one is like That's a quite phobia to start.
Say I shall see in the corner, sir.
It's keyboard.
Yeah, if you chair Poncho, something Queen, a big brother. Keyboard is, you know, I call Queen Poncho. Saminu Pese.
It's a nice one.
Yeah.
What advice would you have for younger musicians?
No much advice. Do they listen to advice? This question has been asked over and over and over anytime I go on radio, but do they listen?
Yeah, kind of the other way. If you were young now, what would you do?
In terms of what?
Music-wise.
I will learn, like I learned. A lot of them don't play any instrument, and some don't even understand the rudiments of music. So my advice to them is, if you want to be a musician, at least you should know some basics about musical instrument. I'm not saying play as the professionals do. No, but something has to guide you. You need to understand what you are doing. Be in the right key. You don't have to be told, man, you are out of key. You have to know it. You have to be in the rhythm. You don't leave the rhythm. You need to synchronize with the whole production. You understand? So I'm pleading with them. It's not too late to learn a musical instrument. At least have the basics. You can decide to choose the keyboard, the guitar, the bass, whatever you think you are interested. Honestly, you need to learn an instrument you would like to perform with. You understand? Else you can't learn. It's a bit difficult. I'm not discouraging them. To learn a musical instrument, you need to be disciplined because there should be a lot of practice.
But when you wanted to go to music, did you receive the blessing?
From who?
Whom? Because I heard at your time, during your time, whenever you wanted to venture into music, you say, hey,
yeah, I didn't have any problem with that. I don't even remember one day my mom told me to quit music. No. Antonio.
Okay.
So.
Oh, you had it all rosy.
Yeah.
Okay, this is it. We want to do a show. We'll be doing some shows. Oh, yeah, car park.
Yeah.
Shows or
mountains,
Highlife shows. I just don't feel like promoting Highlife.
I will give you that support.
I think we have to do it. We have to do. Let's do some live. Let's bring it back.
Yeah.
But Highlife seems to have been getting lost into the system.
I don't blame the young ones. Sure. What might be a corner? It will be difficult for people to patronize. You understand?
Yeah.
Let me give you one typical example. Have you seen our kente? We know the best kente, if I'm not being wrong, comes from Bonri. Now it got to a point there were some influx of inferior kente from China. They were on the market competing with the original kente. But the Bonri people stopped producing kente. No. Because they know they have the authentic kente. They kept their brand well, maintained their standard, and then, they didn't drop their value. Where are the China kentes now?
Now, Tonyum, Abirobi Kachem said, Kente Dada and friend to Mango. Yes, still your friend.
Your friend Kente.
Is that relevant?
Yes.
Okay.
And now, where are the China kentes? They are of no value now. I compare our Highlife to the kente we have. If we Ghanaians don't cherish what we have, how can we maintain it? Bibi na wakoma shwa oye dem bo ho ban. Ya bisa ma no. O want to ma be sensia nwotwe du. So to me, he back and tell the people around him, to my way there, at Damakomaso. Saying he or she will protect that, and even when that person is leaving the earth, he will entrust that thing to
a trusted person.
That is it. I'm penning for Omedi and Jamo.
Next song ever Kende.
I saw one night.
I saw one night. I said me anyway.
I saw one night. Now doing Sassani. Anke saw Kona and I saw and sa Fidi ebe you debi.
But we no okay. Those of us who didn't stay in if you didn't say how do we now I come to that. We have about 3 minutes. How do we understand it? I said for somebody who is
I said I teach through music. Say teacher actually idea now until I say oyeden. No oyeden. What bisasem. Enti penny bi owo fie. Bisa no ho asem.
Okay. But the penny am e wo fie ani wo. What say I saw 9 na.
O do won sasane. Senke so wonsa. Ana se so wo kon a. Yo fidie be you debi.
We make good same way. Everybody.
As I say, Pierre Juni.
Okay.
Our album, my friend Kukunti, eso.
Hey. Bye.
And you will be also a time.
But why Kukunti?
Oh, Kukunti. Kofi. Kukunti, Adrianibia.
I'm saying antibiotics. I'm saying antibiotic.
No. And check.
No, me will be not so. Until I am, I'm no more. Antibiotic.
Yeah, na. Yeah, pretended to do. Kokonte ya duani bia. Ubisa, ubisa. If one edi kokonte wa, how will you be an woman so?
That's a young form.
Meanwhile, contains waka. That didn't say a cassia. A bebo for Oko baby a winner into him for an AD. May yes, just to promote what we have. Let's be proud of what we can produce. Let's make use of what we have. Wow.
Kukwente. I didn't call Kukwentana Kukwente.
Every fact, one with you, Ghana. And if you can come one day.
If you suffering cunts.
I bet here. La
Pewa. This matter is
face the wall.
I went to Kumasi to work.
Yeah.
And then they took me out. Yeah, but that by 3 a.m. 5:30 they were on my door. Papa, sorry, you could be here. Papa, sorry. We drove all the way to Mampon. Kukunte suna mindibida. Me do anam so minimdi. Ti waiting na mama manda. I slept around 3. Yeah. When nyane me 5:30. Drive all the way to Mampon. Just for abite.
Could you abite?
What's in the day no? Abite. Face the wall.
Kukunte.
La Pewa. Ebi obi.
Agana for baby.
But face the wall there though. Face the wall there. It's a perfect description.
OJ, I know the way natural by.
Won't pay the debia. And it's home in Krumatu so.
And the doesn't. Can't catch when your face style will be a go comb.
Yay! No, sir, I couldn't have brown. Okay. Your last words for. So, Kukunte is the next album coming this June. It has a song Kukunte on it. Okay. And the album title is Kukunte. And
there's a track
called Kukunte.
And it has a time cry.
And I saw 9.
I saw 9. Just to mention a few of it.
I saw 9.
I saw 9.
Yeah, and we'll be having a show here probably 1st July. We have to do that one. People, my guest in the studio has been Samuel Owusu. It's been a great pleasure having him on the show. He's always a big brother. Anytime you want to listen to music, you take your music and listen. Maybe I won't teach you, but what is your best song?
Masemini.
But this one is the ad libs and everything. Or this one, what spirit was in there? And I went on a
You see, it has a lot to tell, parent. People are even offended when you correct their children, when they go wrong. But now we don't need to do that. In the olden days, when you go out and fool, you mess up, another parent will correct you. But today, parents are complaining if their teachers lash them. How? Well, the teacher just stand and then lash you.
Now they are going to attack the teachers in school.
Yes. They even go and warn them.
Me, I wasn't lucky.
That is where we are now.
Me, I wasn't lucky.
You. Oh.
My class 2 teacher told me that she taught my mom in class 5. So when I went to the class, he said, "A woman and I didn't even have the chance to fool. I said, I taught your mother. Now, I taught your mother in class 5. I wish I had the chance to misbehave small.
And it's very unfortunate.
Last question, and then we'll go. Our legend. Some people have saying that we don't appreciate our legend. Somebody raised an issue, and I also had an issue. He said, Teddy was saying when he passed on at the State House, not many people were there, were talking. How do we appreciate? You are a musician. Musicians, there are some who are ahead of you, some who have, as a generation. How do we appreciate them? Eddie, I spoke to Konimo. I have a 3-hour interview with Konimo.
Do you know what? When you go back to the villages, even the local chief, the people under him appreciate him. What do we see now? Somebody can just put on his phone and then start insulting elderly ones. And he will be having a lot of likes. Where are we heading to? Eyadepa. Openi the opinion. In the olden days, you say our friend penny near some in the for. Penny in the for. Penny near our friend near some penny in the for. Why? And yes, a penny in near why no. Then penny for around him haven't seen it all. But do you want to put something in the child's head that he or she needs to appreciate the elderly ones? You understand? So when the child leaves, that is where the penny for around will let the elderly person know where he went wrong, so that he doesn't repeat it another time. But when the younger ones go on social media insulting the elderly ones, those in positions, those who are leading the country and so on and so forth, and we like them, we appreciate what they are doing, we are clapping for them, what are we teaching the younger ones?
Ketechia Free Fast is
So
greatest
that's
musician.
you see, oh sorry.
Saman Krumabo, I've been saying my main man, my namesake, my mentorship in music since my childhood. Samuel Owusu is my name. John Ajakwa from Germany says his song Abuhinya was great. Kwame says nice move. But I'm sorry, hey, Papa Yaba.
Yeah, 80 near American is a new might be a cost for social media. Me say a catch do say we make changes to our lifestyle when people are correcting us. They are trying to let us know where we go wrong. We should be humble and accept what the correction they are making on our life. You understand? Like I said, it's not too late. We who are watching those things, our reactions will also either it will let them continue
or
discourage them. But unfortunately, sad things go viral. Honestly, you do a better thing, and then you see the number of likes compared to those ones. Yeah, so.
All right. Let's say a big thank you to the legend.
I hope I've answered your question.
Yeah, you have.
You mean why we don't appreciate the legends? And penny for no, you say, Mamma Franny, Cherobo, legend is that a free baby, and a drew baby. Yeah, so.
Me company for a biname, if or I'm saying, hey, you're the way more.
Made a mini problem. I don't have any problem. Say that it's generation. Some chroma cry almost one year.
I'm quite. I'm sorry. My name is Papa Kofi. Thank you so much for your time. I'll be in the studio with the legend Samuel Owusu.
Why